like starting companies and shit right off the rip. Like what the fuck, yo? Where you get that game from?
Well, I get it from being from the Bay. We hustle. You be
Mm-hmm.
pimp. I ain't trying to say what you be doing now, but you talk a whole bunch of that pimp shit in your records. So, we got to make it either way. And, my hustle is music. That's the foundation. I love fashion.
Music.
So, I got to do what I got to do. I feel like 7 streams of income is something my grandma taught me. So, I'm just trying to get that 7 streams of income.
So I'm like, cause I follow careers and stuff, but a lot of people they get off immediately into like the cars and the jewelry only, and they'll just be like traveling around and showing up. Your ass is straight up opening businesses right off the rip.
Not for sure, because I'm here for, a good time and a long time. You feel me? So if I'm going to be here for a long time, I got to make sure my money match there.
Well, that's the first thing I did when I got money. The first thing I did was bought a studio.
I heard about your studio. I heard it's like a playground.
This the new joint. I'm on studio number 5 right now. Like I didn't have studios in West Oakland, downtown Oakland, 2 different locations in Atlanta, Georgia. Now
what?
It's studio number 5. I done had compounds all over the place.
What about LA?
That's where I'm at right now, LA.
Okay, for sure.
This the one people hearing about right here. This one here, the boom box.
The boom. I heard about the boom box. Mom told me about that.
Yep. So you got to come check it out one day.
Maybe, so what else you been up to during quarantine?
Quarantine allowed me to organize. I've been organizing like stuff that I've been putting to the side for a long time, all that free time. I've been reading a lot, and I've been...
What you been reading?
Just history stuff. I've been trying to figure us out, like trying to get my perspective on human beings and race relations and what Black people have been through, and just to know.
Hey, I'm happy you said that because I was talking, to I forgot which news station it was, but I think it's really important that we do our own research because in the history books, they always trying to pose us as slaves when really, we are entrepreneurs, CEOs, and we started a lot of things that contributed to building America. So I'm happy you said that because I think that we need to educate ourselves because where is our pride if all we taught is in school is that we're slaves, but we way more than that. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, I look at history, the word history for what it's worth. It's 2 words, his story, ain't necessarily your story or my story.
I feel you on that.
So yeah, you down with the movement too, right?
Which movement?
Black Lives Matter.
No, for sure, but you got several movements going on, so I just
oh, you like, I'm like, yeah, you with the movement, girl. You with the movement?
No, because you from the Bay, so look, I gotta clarify.
I am not. I'm like family. I'm family. I'm coming from the family angle. I'm not trying to hook you up with the movement.
You gotta be from the Bay to understand what you're talking about. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down with the movement. For me, it's more than a movement because even past this movement, this is something that we should think about every day. So, yeah, I am.
And you, because they sent me some info. I didn't really need no info, but they sent me some info. And something I saw in the info is that you are definitely putting your money where your mouth is and donating to the movement.
Yes, we just donated $150K towards organizing a better, America because the injustices and inequality is in our faces. Mm-hmm. So we need to make sure that, we put our money where our mouth is. I feel like we all got to do our part, and it's important for me to use my platform to share awareness because if you're not educated about what's going on, you can't care. So it's important for me to educate my followers and my supporters on what's going on.
Yeah, my personal passion is we are really focused on police brutality, and a part of that whole equation is how in the midst of being brutalized, we get incarcerated. and sometimes we get unfairly incarcerated with long sentences, and sometimes we get unjustly incarcerated for things we didn't do. And being my age, I'm in my young 50s, and I lost a lot of homies. I lost a lot of homies to the game. A lot of homies got buried, and a lot of homies got locked away for a long time, and a lot of homies got stuck in a dead end with no opportunities. And I just think this whole railroading our little kids, our little ethnic kids, the Black and Hispanic kids, railroading them into prison from elementary school to prison is what my passion is at, to end that, to not just fight the system to end it, but to actually put it in young people's minds that when you on that path and you like, I'm thugging, I'm riding, and I'm in the trap getting my money. The trap is exactly what it says. It's a fucking trap. And you're going to end up trapped behind some fucking bars or trapped in a coffin. And how many years did it take you to get to where you at right now? From the moment you start rapping to where you at right now?
About 8-9 years. 8
or 9 years. You put in a lot of work in them 8-9 years, right? A lot of time dedicated, right?
Yeah, especially after I got signed, they started working me. So yeah, officially, legally, like 3 years.
So the point I'm trying to make is that all of us have an opportunity. I did it. It took me like 8-9 years to get from a dream to having money. And it's just about applying yourself and taking your time and using it wisely instead of going on your route to the trap. This is what I'm trying to get my young brothers to know. Instead of taking that fast route to the trap or to the graveyard, you can invest your time and do something like I did many years ago, like Saweetie's doing right now, and apply yourself to something that's going to get you that money legitimately. Even if you're getting illegal money right now, think about how to get out that game and invest that shit into something legit and move on. That's what people have done for years and years and years. So I commend you for being a businesswoman. I hope that you have many ventures in business and the music goes great. And what's the next album called? The
Pretty Bitch Music.
Say it again.
Pretty Bitch Music. Before I talk about that, I just want to thank you feel me, for enlightening the listeners and me on that. Maybe we can sidebar because, my daddy had me at a young age, 20 years old. So growing up, I was a little girl in the car experiencing, the police pulling him over, experiencing him being racially profiled. So yes, me and you can get together and talk about that, you feel me, on the side. But thank you for enlightening us.
Oh yeah.
And for this next project, it is called Pretty Bitch Music, and I know that's your favorite word. So
how did it come to be that?
Pretty Bitch Music is a loaded meaning, you feel me? Like pretty, I want to redefine what pretty means because I come from a family full of women who don't look alike and who is comfortable in their own skin. So I kind of want to give my fans what I was given as a little girl. And what makes you pretty? Let's redefine pretty because these social media standards, they're not realistic. And I feel like being unique is hella important. And then when it comes to bitch, that's your favorite word. Sure, I know. I love Tupac, and he kind of inspired the acronym, and today's his birthday, so rest in peace, happy birthday, Pac. Bitch.
What was Tupac's bitch acronym? What was it?
The hate you give to little infants that fucks everyone, something like that.
I saw the movie.
You trying to put me on?
No. I was trying to get a refresher. Like I knew it. You brought it back. I got it.
Nah, yeah. He was a big inspiration behind the meaning because I feel like my music needs to stand for something. So when it comes to bitch, it's boss, independent, tough, CEO, not from the Bay, so hype for the H.
In the middle of my show, I always stop and I say, I give this little quick speech about bitch. And I tell the women, I'm like, make sure when a motherfucker calls you a bitch, make sure he puts an adjective on the front of that bitch. So just like you said, it's boss bitch, it's independent bitch, it's paid bitch, it's educated bitch. Don't just call me. Don't just say bitch.
Yeah, so
I feel you.
So I say bitch a lot in my music. I say to my type bad bitch, am I right? Not, you feel me? So I just want to make sure my fans, my listeners know that when I'm saying bitch, it's empowering, and that's what it means to me.
Yeah, you take ownership of these negative words. Black men, you know, black people in general, we have to take ownership of the word nigga and flip it so it fits us the way we want it to fit, and we don't like the way other people say it towards us. And we got this conversation going on right now about the N word, and it's like, my opinion is, go somewhere by yourself in your car, listen to your favorite song, and in all you want. Just be respectful of the space that we in at the same time, and don't call me that unless you are truly my nigga. Don't call me nigga. That's how I feel.
No, for sure. No, that's real. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even think about that being your favorite word. It's in my title. Like this, it's just making sense more and more as we go. So I'm happy to be on this live with you.
Yeah, I got a homeboy who he used to call everybody my nigga. Like, I don't care what your race is. He don't give a fuck what your name is. Your name is my nigga. Hey, my nigga. And he'd be like, man, I'm about to go hook up with my white niggas today. This is how he talk. And that's how I use the word bitch. Everything's a bitch to me. Mm-hmm. Like, in the studio, I refer to everything as a bitch. Everything. If I want to drink a soda, I'm like, hey man, hand me that bitch right there.
No, but that's like growing up, that's how we use it too. Like everything was it can be used for many things. Most definitely.
And then I'm misconceived to be this rude ass nigga that go around disrespecting women, but I got a history of, I know how to use the word and who to use it towards and when to use it, and respect is the big thing with me. I have a lot of female friends, and it comes from being respectful. But I know when you walk in the room, I'm like, damn, bitch, you looking good. I know how to say it. You know, for real though. Mm-hmm. So let me see what else. I pop up in the when I was traveling to the airports. I ain't been in airports in a while, but your ass is popping up all over magazines. You all on the cover of magazines, and then on the front, Saweetie. I seen you everywhere. Somebody put a camp. You had a 2019 campaign that was off the chain.
I did not know that. Well, shout out to whoever was doing that for me, because I be at the home. I'm a homebody. Home studio work. That's all I do.
Nah, your name is it's up there. It's popping up on the phone. You made it. You made it.
Okay, I feel like I made it. Like with this new body of work, I'm proud of it. The first two projects, you feel me, I had to turn it in on time, so I felt rushed. I felt like I wasn't in my creative space, but this time I feel like I'm on it, and I'm hella excited for Tap In tomorrow because, I mean, for the past 2 summers, 2018, Icy Girl was a summer anthem. Last year, My Type was a summer anthem, and I feel like I can see Tap In being, you know, our summer anthem, and you on it, so you feel me, put the little sprinkle on the top.
My favorite shit, period, point blank, nothing better than anything in 2019 was I was hanging out at a lot of like mixed clubs and, you know, mixed environments where it's multiracial and stuff. And I just love it when the white girls sing the 8-figure nigga with a big, they love that line. They love it. I feel like you probably didn't intend to do that, but to me, that's one of those things that fights racism. That breaks down racial, you know, separation and stuff. Because to be able to say it and express it, whether it's true or not, you saying these words that it sounds like music. It's like, you know, it sounds like you shouldn't be saying that, but what you're really saying is, I love interracial relationships.
Do you like interracial relationships?
I am from the Bay. Does that answer that?
Yeah, so let the people know what they can find in the Bay Area. Because I know there's a lot of Filipinos out there, and I'm half Filipino.
So when I leave out the Bay, when I leave from the Bay, as a youngster moving around, you would see a girl, she kind of fair skin, lighter skin, and she got a little hair, and whatever, curly, straight hair, whatever, and you're like, hey, what you mixed with? And they would get offended. They'd be like, I'm black, I'm black. And I'm like, nah, you definitely mixed with something. And they would get mad. But in the Bay, you could meet a girl before you can say her name, be like, hey, what you mixed with? And she probably, women have always been my favorite. Like, I don't think I've ever fallen in love with a woman that wasn't mixed.
Really?
And the Bay did that to me.
Really?
Because it's something you get, I feel that way about life too. Like biracial babies are. You could take the two ugliest motherfuckers from different races, and they fuck and make a baby, and that baby just be beautiful. It happens all the time. You laughing, but it's true.
Bruh.
You be like, I know y'all didn't make that little pretty baby, and you can see the features in it though. You like, but y'all did. I see it. True story.
One thing that I really experienced about traveling outside the Bay Area, what's crazy is like there ain't a lot of Filipinos in the rest of America, because when I say that I'm mixed with Filipino, they be like, damn, you hella exotic. But I'm like, nah, like in the Bay, that's hella normal. So I think it's crazy how different areas got their like dominant type of, heritages. Because when you go to the Bay, it's hella Asians and it's hella black folk.
Yeah, I seen a picture of your mama. You got Chip right off the old block. She did you good.
I'm defensive when it comes to my mom.
I ain't said nothing except I know where you got it from.
Oh yeah, she cute. She fine. She finer than me. So yeah.
She finer than me. Hey, so what's next on the You got a lot of shows this summer? They canceled all my shows.
I've been doing stuff virtually.
But I'm saying
so like
the crowds this last summer, all the motherfucking crowds. What you was doing? 50,000 people.
I think the most I did was 100,000.
Exactly. And this summer, 2020 was I don't know. I felt in my bones like 2020 was the festivals and the big events were gonna be like monumental this year, and it just all that shit got shut down.
Yeah, but for me, like it's crazy. They be sending out like a little private link, so whoever like bought tickets to whatever show that I was supposed to do, they got like a private link, and then I just do my little setup.
Cool. I feed on that crowd. I've been doing shows since I was like 15 years old, high school. So I have never known a life of not. I've never gone this long without jumping on an airplane.
Me either, but I'm thankful for it because there was times when I was hopping on an airplane like every morning, and that takes like a lot on your body.
I seen you on a plane one day. I seen you on a flight. I think we was either going from the Bay to LA or LA to the
Bay. Yeah, Burbank.
I seen you on a plane one day.
I remember that. I was like, sure.
Making that run. All right, so Sacramento, I hear Hayward, I hear Oakland. But tell me the Saweetie, where the hell you from?
So you know what's crazy? When people say Bay Area, they automatically think Oakland. Like I never said I was from Oakland. Like growing up, you know that you can't fake claim the town. So growing up, I was, living in Hayward and then moved around like San Jose, Union City, Palo Alto, but I was like primarily in Hayward. So, on my binder, I used to say like 510 because that's what I used to represent. And then, you feel me, my daddy relocated to Sacramento for high school. So that's why I rep Sacramento because although I wasn't like, there since like a young kid, being like somewhere in high school, that really affects like your adolescent years. So that's why I represent the Bay Area in Sacramento.
I didn't move to Oakland until I started high school.
Really? Where was you before that?
I grew up in LA.
What?
When I moved to Oakland, that's when I started rapping. That's all my raps, everything is Oakland. When I moved from LA, I was like more like a kid minded. And I became a man in Oakland and I got the game, everything.
Okay, so like you one of my favorite like Bay Area rappers and you always talking about pimping. Where did that like inspiration come from as like a young teenager coming to Oakland? Like who like was you walking to the liquor store? Was you going to school? Was you walking home?
Oakland. I went to high school with pimps. Like literally at my high school, we had like pimps and the hoes went to school. So some hoes would get picked up by a pimp, like older pimp. But then we had a pimp at our school named Frank the Bank. And his hoes went to school with him. They had a nice car and everything. They get out of school and go go do what they do. But I used to be like I'd be like walking down the street or something, and different pimps, like I'm gonna use Gangsta Brown for example. Gangsta Brown was an OG who drove a brown limousine. He drove his own limousine, and in the back was a bunch of hoes. And he, when he was doing his little showing off or whatever, he'll come out, the windows will be down, he'll let you see the hoes in the back, you see him, and he'll wave to a young nigga like, hey, what's up? And I'd be like, nigga, Gangsta Brown just said what's up to me. Like, it was a big deal. So me and my homies just we'd catch the bus and go down to San Pablo. And San Pablo was like, it was like the equivalent. It was the Hostro, but it was like, to us, it looked like a runway at Fashion Week or some shit. It was the best shit ever. So we used to just kick back, get our little weed or something, and watch the Hostro and just watch the action. So
back in the day, did y'all call it the Blade?
They still call it that.
No, but back like when you was like up and coming, was they calling it the Blade?
That term came along a little later, but it's so many words for it. But it was the Hostro. It was whatever. But I feel like I was so fascinated by that lifestyle that both my parents graduated from college. My parents was pushing me like, go to college, go to college, go to college. But I was like running around, wilding out and loving the streets. And I'm like, nah, I think I don't want to be an accountant. I want to be a pimp. So I really feel like at some point I was like, I want to do this music, but I'm feeling like a pimp. And I just combined them. So I think I made the right choice.
You know what's crazy? So, I mean, I don't know how different areas is, but like I can relate to that high school experience because one time I was walking home, right? And I was with these like really popping high school girls. Like they always had like new shoes, new clothes. And I'm like, oh, these some fly ass girls. So you feel me? We was walking over the overpass, going to the bus stop, and this dude had pulled up in his little scraper. And they was like, oh, let's go say what's up to him. So we went to go say what's up to him. And he was like chilling. He was kind of like looking at me like a little weird because I was like a new girl in town or whatever. And he pulled out a wad of money. And I was like, oh, wow, I've never seen that much money in my life. And he was like, you about that? He was like, what is you about this life? And I'm looking at him like, I want that money, but I don't know what life you're talking about. And then he proceeded to grab his pants. And I'm like, nah, I'm out. So that was like my first experience of just like witnessing girls my age being on the Blade, but not knowing what they was doing to stay fly. So I was like 15 at the time, and I was like, wow, like the world is my different time of experience in a different time of the world, or part of the world.
A lot of game in the Bay. Even if the game gets to you or don't get to you, you will be affected by it in the Bay Area because they on the prowl out there. They looking to maximize that little skill. They teach us at a young age in Oakland. I know they do. They teach you the and trying to prostitute a woman or something like that. We just got that game, and it's in you. Like I feel like it's in you right now. You got the pimp game. Could a pimp come to you right now and run you some slick shit, and you give him all your money?
Hell no. Nah, I feel like the Bay definitely raised you to be a certain type of individual, and I feel like the Bay Area is definitely like doing this thing in this new record because I'm representing, so you feel me, all the pretty girls, all the pretty bitches, you feel me, like I'm representing, like, because being pretty is just such a word that's been thrown around, and you feel me, I heard your comment about, you feel me, when people come together they make a beautiful baby, but black women is beautiful, period, on their own, with that, with their own blood, you feel me?
No doubt about it. And I have, in all of my mixed adventures, I have had wonderful relationships with beautiful black women and other women of one race. But I like the mix, man. That's just my thing. That's just something the Bay did to me. And I like the mix though, when it's authentic. You know what I mean? I don't like no wannabes. I don't want nobody trying to pretend to be nothing else. Like if you a black girl with a white mama and you're raised in a white neighborhood and you identify with white, you might be light skinned, but you a white girl to me. Be a white girl. You don't gotta get around black people and try to act like a nigga. Be a white girl, and and any variation of that, just be who you are. So I'm cool with that. The Bay, I keep giving credit to the Bay. The Bay taught me that. It just taught me, like, going out to Berkeley and going over to San Francisco, different areas, and going to the suburbs. You out in Walnut Creek somewhere or something. People, it's so diverse. I just learned to not really get into the specs of race. And I think that what we're going through right now as citizens of the United States, not just the whole world, but the U.S., like, we really got to, like, let go of this whole race thing. It's been going on for a long fucking time, hundreds of years. Somebody taught you to hate somebody else. Think for yourself. Investigate for yourself. Human beings have contributed to the human race throughout the ages. Not just white people, not just black people. Human beings, Asian people have given great things. Native Americans have given us great things. People from everywhere. People from India have given us great things like science, math. Everybody contributed. Africans, everybody contributed. So I think that at some point we gotta, like, you as the person who's been programmed the wrong way, somebody taught you to hate something. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying the person who's been taught to hate. You didn't hate on your own. You got taught that. Like, you gotta just let it go, bro. Let the hate go, and then we'll get to all this other stuff about how we gonna fix ourselves completely as a whole. But you yourself just need to stop hating for no good goddamn reason. And that breaks all the way down to the little homie that hate the other little homie across the freeway because y'all gangs been feuding for years. You don't know how much more powerful your gangs would be united than if they were just having this fucking war, knocking each other off, killing each other in a small little space. You know, we figure that shit out when we get older, but now I'm trying to get niggas to figure this out while you still young.
No, I hear you, and I feel like unity, colorism, and racism is real. So as a unit, because, like, I know I'm mixed, but at this time, you feel me? Like, black is something that I'm standing for because of what's going on. So we need to stay together as a unit and just, like, acknowledge the beauty of blackness, the beauty of unity, and the beauty and the beauty of sticking together.
Unity.
Unity. That's a cute little word right there.
I know. I like that word. How you feel about female rappers?
I think it's amazing because I grew up loving female rap. So the fact that I'm able to, tap in to all of these other girls who are doing their thing. Because one thing about female rap, I mean, y'all be doing y'all thing. Male rappers, shout out to y'all. But when I listen to a female rap, I feel like I can handle some business. I feel bad. I feel pretty. I feel hella bomb. And it's just like, it's the confidence women exude in order to maintain in this game is important. And I feel like that's what we give the world when we record our songs. So I love the female pool right now. It's just a whole bunch of bad bitches doing their thing.
And then the next level is just ownership, like what you're doing, hooking up other females into the game, teaching them how to own businesses. You just got to pass it on. I felt like that's how I felt about the Bay. Like, I learned something. I learned how to run an independent label. I learned how to make hot records. I'm like, I got to teach this shit to everybody. So, pass the game on. That's what you're supposed to do, is pass it on when you get it. Don't give it to everybody. Give it to the people you think deserve it.
And I want to give a shout out to Lil Kayla from Frisco. She sent me a record, and it actually got, one of your samples in it. And it's a song that I love, and I actually hopped on it like 2 nights ago. Like, sure, you really set the foundation of bomb ass beats. And speaking of beats, you want to feel me, share a little bit of that something?
Hey, we gotta give E40 some love too, cause
oh hell yeah, 40 bro, like growing up, my daddy, Mac Dre, 40 Short, my daddy played y'all non-stop throughout the house. So, you met my daddy. How do you know my daddy? I know 40 know my daddy.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, so it's just like y'all was definitely a part of, like, the soundtrack of my childhood.
And for I say give 40 credit because he got the sound that we were doing as youngsters became the foundation to the Bay Area sound. And all black and you and I'm like, y'all keeping it going. You sound like you sound like you got some hyphy going on in there too. You got some go dumb up in there like ready to like get it going.
I'm trying to share a little something. I think we having some technical difficulties. What's going on? I think I have to disconnect it.
I see you.
Is it working? No, don't hold it down. Just press the on. Cause I'm trying to this tap in. I mean, my tap was cool, but tap in is just like it's just.
How old was you during the hyphy movement? You was like in elementary school, huh?
I was like 5th grade.
Was it something that you thought was fun, or was it scary?
Nah. So the joke running like with my family is we can have a party by ourselves because we so big. So like going dumb, tell me when to go, sideshow, fast like a funny and keep it sneak. That whole moment, like I wish I had some dreads so I could like it was just
So you was a little hypey then. You was a little hypey.
I was a little hypey. I had my little stunner shades. I had my little airbrush t-shirts, like all over my binder. It said 510 ho. I remember Go Days?
Oh yeah.
Go Dave.
That's what's my little Bobby Brackens.
Yeah, I love Go Dave. And then you was doing Up All Night to pack us in the house. What y'all make the girls do?
I signed the pack. Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers.
Yeah, but wait. I know this wasn't mainstream, but remember Booty Bounce Bopper? Like, that used to start all the functions.
Of course. Wolfpack get the Booty Bounce Bopping?
No, yes.
Wolfpack got some shit, though. They had some shit.
No, and I feel like when it comes to, like, the younger generation, like, there was the younger generation, but back in the day, they would have been more successful and their careers would have lasted longer if there was social media. I wish they had social media like how we have social media.
Yeah, it was just MySpace back then. It was cool. But the part of the reason why the hyphy movement got where it got was because of MySpace. It was working.
Yeah, but I just wish they deserve way much more than that.
Well, the game is supposed to evolve. Like, you have way more opportunities right now than I had when I was a young artist on my second album. There's way more game out there. But what came before me was an environment where people couldn't get as much money as the people in my day did. When I came along, it was Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Public Enemy. Artists started going platinum, and we was getting big money off that. So we got tours and got to do tours and all that stuff. But the artists before us, the ones right before me was like the LL Cool J, Run DMC. But right before that, wasn't nobody going on tour. It was all house parties and dances, and it was local in New York or something. So after me, I wish. Do you know how much I wish there was an Instagram 25 years ago?
Yeah, because it would have lasted longer.
And people try to compare streams to actual, back then we had to sell. Somebody had to buy your album. They had to go in the store and buy it, or you couldn't get no money. Wasn't no downloads. There wasn't no streaming. If they didn't go in that store, take that trip, go in there and hand that money over, you didn't get no credit for what you did. You might get some radio play, but your money came from purchases. So now with streaming and the mathematical equation that goes with streaming, and then when you get super popular, you get 50 million, 80 million, 100 million, 500 million streams. That shit is, it opens up doors for you to enter all these digital spaces, get all this money, all this retail, all these endorsements. They wouldn't let us rappers endorse products in the 90s and in the 80s. They wouldn't let me get on a Target commercial. You know what I mean? They wasn't doing that. So the culture grows, It grew from New York being local. It grew from, the Public Enemy, Run DMC, LL Cool J era. It went on to the West Coast. We all came in. We all went platinum. And now, gang, we was like, I'm trying to be on the radio. It was a whole different dream. So work that, milk that shit to the fullest. I don't even got 1 million followers. If social media was out when I was selling millions of records, I would have probably had 20 million followers, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
So I admire this day and age, but I feel like it's the evolution. It's supposed to get bigger. It's supposed to get better. So milk this motherfucker. Milk it. That's why I'm rapping now, because I still do shows and the crowd love it. I still make songs and people love it. So I'm milking this motherfucker till it's dry. For real.
Okay, so you want to talk about Tap In, because you was being very nice about it. You being very humble, but you have a hella huge influence on the whole record. So you wanna?
Okay. Drake and Khaled did a little sample of Blow the Whistle, and it was on that song For Free, and it was a big hit for Drake. It was kind of Blow the Whistle-ish. It was definitely a sample in there, and me and Lil Jon definitely got paid, but you remade Blow the Whistle, and this shit is hard as fuck. Like, I heard it about in April or something, and I've been just like, it's one of the hardest secrets. I want to tell people, like, man, this is cold version of Blow the Whistle Saweetie did. It's called Tap In. I can't wait for that shit to come out. Like, so you got my 100% approval. I think it's a good record though. I think it's a really good fucking record, and I'm proud to be the OG short dog that you would have chosen to remake 2 of my songs, and hopefully you and your producers will keep digging and y'all remake a couple of more Too Short songs.
Guess what, y'all? Back with another sample. The bitches be mad, but that's okay, because I'm going to be producing more and more and more slaps.
Pretty bitch music. Respect that shit.
For real.
So let's get in the studio one day and make some music. You got to come by the boombox. Come fuck with me.
I would love to. And Short, thank you for your time. I'm happy that we tapped in, you feel me, with the music, and most of all the movement, because, you know, our community and our people matter. Black is beautiful, and we're going to keep doing our thing.
Can we hear a little bit of it? A little bit?
Should I? My label gonna kill me. Okay.
A smidgen. Just let him.
I gotta do it for him now. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble, but I'm here. So let me, cause I'm trying to play this shit. Oh, okay. You wanna give me a little introduction?
What introduction?
Yeah.
Hey, if possible, in your wildest dream, you wish on this earth that you could pop up somewhere and tap in with Saweetie, nigga.
Oh! I love that. Hey, we about to tap in. Let's go.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low like that ass bitch tap in. Tap in. Diamonds dancing on your neck, nigga, tap in. Tap in. Fucking you can get rich, bitch, tap in. Tap in. I'm on beat, I see guy, nigga, tap in. Tap in.
Hey. And I'm, like I said, I heard it.
I'm gonna say this live, and you better not charge me, because I'm gonna use that introduction on one of my songs.
Oh, it's all good. Tomorrow, check that out. Watch what I tell y'all. She is gassing the bars on this song. Much success. Get that money, girl. Make sure you pass the game on and uphold that Bay Area and let the world know the haystack is real. What about that stack?